Daily read of the One Year Bible. We just finished our first day read of Think and Grow Rich. We're going to do that for every single day, the same as we do with the One Year Bible reads. And today is day 148 in a row of our One Year Bible read. Today we're reading from, today is the 28th for May. Because we're 2 days early. We started 2 days early, so we're 2 days early in our read, right? You know what I never thought about until right now, this very second? Is that I got this book on Christmas, and then 3 days later, I started this One Year Bible read thing. That's pretty funny. Today's verses are coming from 2 Samuel 13, 1 through 39. We're going to follow up Samuel with John 17, 1 through 26, and then Psalms 119, 81 through 96. And then we're going to finish our night with Proverbs 16, 6 through 7. And before I do any of the other stuff, do you need something, buddy? Okay. Let me just let them out so they can play. Hopefully they're not too loud in the background, chat. And hopefully he doesn't try to jump in my lap. Dude, don't try to jump in my lap. I'll read backwards in this chair if you try to jump in my lap, but I'm not gonna lie. But we have a little verse at the top of the top today. Is from John 17, 3. Try to hold it in front of y'all so y'all can read it. Right. And that's from John 17, 3. And we're going to read this here. So, and this is the way to have eternal life, to know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, the one who you sent to earth. Let's read it one more time. John 17, 3. And this is the way to have eternal life, to know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, the one you sent to earth. I'm gonna have to read that later, and I didn't put it up twice already. The one you sent to earth. Okay. Now let's get into 2 Samuel 13, 1 through 39. Now David's son Absalom had a beautiful sister named Tamar, and Amnon, her half-brother, fell desperately in love with her. Amnon became so obsessed with Tamar that he became ill. She was a virgin, and Amnon thought he could never have her. But Amnon had a very crafty friend, his cousin Jonadab. He was the son of David's brother Shemaiah. One day, Jonadab said to Amnon, "What's the trouble? Why should the son of a king look so dejected morning after morning?" So Amnon told him, "I am in love with Tamar, my brother, Absalom's sister." "Well," Jonadab said, "I'll tell you what to do. Go back to bed and pretend you are ill. When your father comes to see you, ask him to let Tamar come and prepare some food for you. Tell him you'll feel better if she prepares it as you watch and feeds you with her own hands." So Amnon lay down and pretended to be sick. And when the king came to see him, Amnon asked him, "Please let my sister Tamar come and cook my favorite dish." This is interesting. "As I watch, then I can eat from her own hands." So David agreed and sent Tamar to Amnon's house to prepare some food for him. When Tamar arrived at Amnon's house, she went to a place where he was lying down so she could watch her make some dough. Then she baked his favorite dish for him. But, let me pick this up. But when she set the serving tray before him, he refused to eat. "Everyone get out of here," Amnon told the servants, so they all left. Then he said to Tamar, "Now bring the food into my bedroom and feed it to me here." So Tamar took his favorite dish to him. But as she was feeding him, he grabbed her and demanded, "Come to bed with me, my darling sister." "Brother, come on now." "No, my brother," she cried. "Don't be foolish. Don't do this to me. Such wicked things aren't done in Israel. Where could I go in my shame? And you will be called one of the greatest fools in Israel. Please just speak to me. Speak to the king about it, and he will let you marry me." But Amnon wouldn't listen to her. And since he was stronger than she was, this guy, you guys know what he did next. Hi, what's up, Rahishans? How you doing, man? But, wow. I lost my place after that. Then suddenly Amnon's love turned to hate, and he hated her even more than he had loved her. Get out of here, he snarled at her. No, no, Tamar cried. Sending me away now is worse than what you've done already to me. But Amnon wouldn't listen to her. He shouted for his servant and demanded, throw this woman out and lock the door behind her. So the servant put her out and locked the door behind her. She was wearing a long, beautiful robe, as was the custom in the days for the king's virgin daughters. But now Tamar tore her robe and put ashes on her head. And then, with her face in her hands, she went away crying. Her brother Absalom saw her and asked, is it true that Amnon has been with you? Well, my sister, keep quiet for now, since he's your brother. Don't you worry about it. So Tamar lived as a desolate woman in her brother's Absalom's house. When King David heard what had happened, he was very angry. And though Absalom never spoke to Amnon about this, he hated Amnon deeply because of what he had done to his sister. 2 years later, when Absalom's sheep were being sheared at Baal Hazor near Ephraim, Absalom invited all the king's sons to come to a feast. He went to the king and said, my sheep shearers are now at work. Will the king and his servants please come to celebrate the occasion with me? The king replied, no, my son. If we all came, we would be too much of a burden on you. Absalom impressed him, but the king would not come, though he gave Absalom his blessing. Well then, Absalom said, if you can't come, how about sending my brother Amnon with us? Why Amnon? The king asked. But Absalom kept on pressing the king until he finally agreed to let all his sons attend, including Amnon. So Absalom prepared a feast fit for a king. Absalom told his men, wait until Amnon gets drunk, then at my signal, kill him. Don't be afraid. I'm the one who has given the command. Take courage and do it. So Absalom signaled they murdered Amnon. Then the other sons of the king jumped on their mules and fled. As they were on the way back to Jerusalem, this report reached David. Absalom killed all the king's sons, and not one was left alive. The king got up, tore his robe, and threw himself on the ground. His advisors also tore their clothes in horror and sorrow. But just then Jonadab, the son of David's brother Shemaiah, arrived and said, no, don't believe all the king's sons have been killed. It was only Amnon. Absalom has been plotting this ever since Amnon did that to his sister Tamar. No, my lord the king, your sons aren't all dead. It was only Amnon, meaning Absalom, escaped. Then the watchman on Jerusalem wall saw a great crowd coming down the hill on the road from the west. He ran to tell the king, I see a crowd of people coming from Horonaim road along the side of the hill. Look, Jonadab told the king, there they are now. The king's sons are coming, just as I said. They soon arrived, weeping and sobbing, and the king and all his servants were wept bitterly with them. And David mourned many days for his son Amnon. Absalom fled to his grandfather Tamar, son of Ahimud, the king of Geshur. He stayed there in Geshur for 3 years, and King David, now reconciled to Amnon's death, longed to be reunited with his son Absalom. How you doing, Niche? Welcome back. I may be having a little reading fatigue. Maybe I have to spread these out a little bit. Now John 17, 1-26. After saying all these things, Jesus looked up to heaven and said, Father, the hour has come. Glorify your Son so he can give glory back to you. For you have given him authority over everyone. He gives eternal life to each one you have given him. And this is the way to have eternal life, to know you, the only true God, in Jesus Christ, the one you sent to earth. I brought glory to you here on earth by completing the work you gave me to do. Now, Father, bring me into glory we shared before the world began. I have revealed you to the ones you gave me from this world. They were always yours, and you gave them to me, and they have kept your word. Now they know everything I have is a gift from you, for I have passed on to them the message you gave to me. They accepted it and know that I come from you, and they believe you sent me. My prayer is not for the world, but for those you have given me, because they belong to you. All who are mine belong to you, and you have given them to me. So they bring me glory. Now I am departing from this world. They are staying in this world, but I am coming to you. Holy Father, you have given me your name. Now protect them by the power of your name, so that we'll be united, just as we are. During my time here, I protected them by the power of the name you gave me. I guarded them so that not one was lost, except the one headed for destruction, as the scriptures foretold. Now I'm coming to you. I told them many things while I was with them in this world, so they would be filled with my joy. I had given them your word, and the world hates them because they do not belong to the world, just as I do not belong to the world. I'm not asking you to take them out of the world, but to keep them safe from the evil one. They do not belong to this world any more than I do. Make them holy by your truth. Teach them your word, which is truth. Just as you sent me into the world, I am sending them into the world. And I give myself a holy sacrifice for them, so they can be made holy by your truth. I am praying not only for these disciples, but also for all who will ever believe in me through their message. I pray that they will all be one, just as you and I are one, just as you are in me, the Father, and I am in you. And may they be in us so that the world will believe you sent me. I have been given them the glory you gave me, so they may be one as we are one. I am in them and you are in me. May they experience such perfect unity that the world would know that you sent me and that you love them as much as you love me. Father, I want these whom you have given me to be with me where I am. Then they can see all the glory you gave me because you loved me even before the world began. O righteous Father, the world doesn't know you, but I do. And these disciples know you sent me. I revealed you to them, and I will continue to do so. Then your love for me will be in them, and I will be with them. And now Psalms 119, 81 through 96. I am worn out waiting for your rescue, but I have put my hope in your word. My eyes are straining to see your promises come true. When will you comfort me? I am shriveled like a wineskin in the smoke, but I have not forgotten to obey your decrees. How long must I wait? When will you punish those who persecute me? Those arrogant people who hate your instructions have dug deep pits. Excuse me. I had a burp, but it won't come up. It's like stuck in my chest. Have dug deep pits to trap me. All your commands are trustworthy. Protect me from those who hunt me down without cause. There we go. They almost finished me off, but I refuse to abandon your commandments. In your unfailing love, spare my life. Then I can continue to obey your laws. And now this was from Lamech. I'm not sure how to say this name. Your eternal word, O Lord, stands firm in heaven. Your faithfulness extends to every generation, as enduring as the earth you created. Your regulations remain true to this day, for everything serves your plans. If your instructions hadn't sustained me with joy, I would have died in misery. I will never forgive your commandments, for by them you give me life. I am yours. Rescue me, for I have worked hard at obeying your commandments, though the wicked hide along the way to kill me. I will quietly keep my mind on your laws. Even perfection has its limits, but your commands have no limits. And now, Proverbs 16, 6 through 7. Unfailing love and faithfulness make atonements for sin. By fearing the Lord, people avoid evil. When people's lives please the Lord, even their enemies are at peace with them. Now, Proverbs 16, 6 through 7. Unfailing love and faithfulness make atonement for sin. By fearing the Lord, people avoid evil. When people's lives please the Lord, even their enemies are at peace with them. And now, are you one of all who will ever believe in Jesus? That's the title of this one. Okay, are you one of all who will ever believe in Jesus? The psalmist says that God's faithfulness endures, extending to every generation. As Jesus was approaching his torturous crucifixion, he prayed for his disciples, but he went beyond that. He prayed for all who would ever believe in him because of the work of those disciples. He prayed we would meet safe, holy, and united in him and in the Father. He wanted the best for those men then, and he wants the best for us now. Jesus was praying for us, so thank you, Jesus. Okay. And that is the end of the day's When Your Bible Read. 1 second, chat. I'm going to turn off the camera, ask for clarity, wisdom, and discernment on the day's word, and I'll be right back. Woo, reading fatigue is stronger than I thought it was going to be. Green screen. I did not mean to do that. Hey, chat, I'm back. Okay, so today's read came from May the 28th. It came from 2 Samuel 13, 1 through 39. We followed up Samuel with John 17, 1 through 26. Then Psalms 119, 81 through 96, and then Proverbs 16, 6 through 7. Right? We're gonna start with Proverbs first, and then we're gonna go back to Samuel. Right? So Proverbs and then back to Samuel. So unfailing love and faithfulness make atonement for sin. By fearing the Lord, people avoid evil. When people's lives please the Lord, even their enemies are at peace with them. I don't think I'm gonna separate them. I think I'm just gonna get quiet from between my reads to recalibrate myself. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I don't think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. You just want to come and enjoy. Bro, every time I try to talk to you, you lick me right in my face, bro. I gotta stop trying to talk to you. You know? I gotta stop trying to talk to you, huh? Okay. Okay, so Proverbs 66 through 7, right? So unfailing love and faithfulness make atonement for sin. By fearing the Lord, people avoid evil. When people's lives please the Lord, even their enemies are at peace with them. So let's bring that into the 2 Samuel really quickly. So we're talking about Amnon, right? Here, right? Here in this situation, Amnon did what he did, right, to his sister, is what they said in this here, right? For sure. I'm gonna, I'm just gonna just lock in better. I'm just gonna improve. That's it. I'll just do better. I'll just do better, But okay, so Amnon did something crazy. But why did Amnon do what he did? Why did he do what he did? He did not fear his repercussions, right? Now there is there's only one healthy sense of fear in this world, right? And it's the fear to not do messed up things to other people. I feel like that's the only necessary way to have any kind of fear. I feel like that's why fear is created, because everything has a place, no matter what you might think of it, right? But fear's role in this world is to keep you from doing messed up things to other people, right? But we have made fear into this thing that's not, is like way bigger than what it is, right? But fear's job is to keep you from doing what Amnon did to his sister, right? Fear is to keep you from doing these massive things to other people, right? To where we feel like there's no repercussions for our actions. What's up, NB 190 Aviation? Now, I don't want to spread something that's not what it is, so I just want to keep this as simple and concise as possible. Fear's job is to keep you just from doing things you know you shouldn't do. That's what fear's job is. Don't make fear anything bigger than what it is. Fear of God keeps you from doing those messed up things. And so we'll clarify even further. Fear of God keeps you from doing those messed up things that you know you shouldn't do, right? And Amnon here in this situation did not have that respect right there. You can even switch up the words if you don't like the word fear and choose the word respect, right? But if Amnon respected God here in the situation, he wouldn't have did what he did, right? So we want to take that here from this word. So like, sorry, somebody at my door. Somebody at my door distracted me. Sorry, chat. Okay, but let's get back to it. So we're going to take this from this word today, from 2 Samuel 13, 1 to 39. Amnon did not respect nor fear God. And now we have to remember what the point of fear is, what the point of respect is, right? We just have to remember what the point of those things are. Not to make them things that they are not, because they are not those things. They have a purpose. Everything serves a purpose, right? And as soon as you decide that you can be okay with the fact that everything has a purpose, then you stop being afraid of things that you should not be fearful of. Because the only one that you should be fearful of is God. Because he is just trying to get you to not do messed up things to other people. Because what is God's commandment? To love your neighbor, right? So, what's up, baby? So what is God's commandment? Is God's commandment is to love your neighbor. In the situations where you have fear, where you should have fear of God, or the situations where you're not loving your neighbor, right? Though that is what fear, the purpose of fear is for. That is the purpose of fear. Let's not make fear something that is not, because it's not those other things. Fear is there for when you decide that you're going to do something that's not loving towards your neighbor. That's the purpose of fear, right? Because God's commandment is to love your neighbor. That's the most important one. That's the most important one, right? I was repeated. God said it that as soon as you start reading, God mentions that as the first commandment there. And then when Jesus is going to leave the world, he mentions it again to remember to love your neighbor. That they specifically are mentioning this specific one. So what is the purpose of fear? To keep you from doing things that are not loving your neighbor, right? So let's learn that from today's word. What is the purpose of fear? Let's not make fear something that is not. Fear is for the situation when you're about to do something that's not loving towards one of your neighbors, because God's commandment is to love your neighbor, right? That's the purpose of fear. That is the purpose of fear, right? Don't make fear into anything else, because it's nothing other than that. It's not anything other than that. It's for you to not do things that are unloving to other people, you know, because your job is to be here and to love your neighbor. That is fear's purpose. So don't let anybody else create fear in any other way, because the fear, it does not have that role in any other way. It's not for any other purpose. It's for you to keep you in check, to not do messed up things to other people. That is a point. Don't make it anything else. It's not anything else. It's not bigger than that, right? Now let's keep going into our word. So Amnum, he ended up getting taken out of here because he, that's just kind of what happens here in there, right? So we're not really going to keep going along with this, but um, Amnum got taken out of here eventually, right? And so we're gonna move on from here, right? We don't want to end up like Amnum, right? We just want to remember this. We don't want to be Amnum. Now let's get into John 17, 1 through 26. Um, I feel like this is a really good verse. Okay, so this verse is here is when Jesus is praying for all his disciples, and for the people that believe in him, and the people that adhere to his disciples' decrees, right? To remind you that we are not of the world, we're not for the world. We may not be for the world, and that may be why the world may not mess with you all the way, right? But it doesn't matter. It has no place here, right? Because you are protected from the world. Because you are protected from the world because of this prayer. Because of this prayer, you are protected from the world. Regardless of if you're of the if since you're not of the world, you're still protected from the world, right? The world has no power over you, right? And this prayer here is to remind you that you are being looked out for. You have been looked out for. Not only did Buddy go on the cross, give his life away. And if you want to believe it or not, it doesn't really matter. If somebody's willing to give their life up for you, then, but go and give his life, right? When he could have fled, he could have, Pat and Charlie, bro can do anything. He could have fled on Pat and Charlie, disgraced everybody and dipped and not have to go through that, right? That could have happened. That could have very much happened, right? But he didn't. He decided to give his life, regardless of whether or not he wanted to or not, because he definitely prayed to not have to die. I don't know if you remember that or not, but he prayed to see if it was possible for him not to have to go up there and be taken out of here. But that was not the move for him. So he went through, right? He went through what he had to go through for us, right? He went through what he had to go through for us, right? What's up, baby? You really are like the prop, huh? Like the prop for the streams? You really like being a prop? Yeah. You kind of distract me, though. Like, I'd be flowing, and then you'd be distracting me. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm improving, so it doesn't matter. Right? It's because Dad's getting better, huh? Right? I'm improving, I'm getting better, so it doesn't even matter anymore. Your distractions is actually helping me to improve and get better. Even when I'm distracted, right? Even if I may get distracted, you help me improve in that way. All right? Thank you. I appreciate your help. I appreciate your help, buddy. Um, And this is really cool. This is on my back shoulder. These words, "we are one," are on my back shoulder. Um, uh, and it reemphasizes that truth there, right? That we are one, right? And this is what Jesus was saying here, that once you come to that crossroad, right, to where um, you have to make a choice about which avenue you're going to take to go forward in life. Um, you either be a part of the world, or you go, "What's up with you, Zor? How you doing, brother?" You go and be um, with the big homie, with the big homie God, and the other big homie Jesus, right? So, but if you decide to go and be with them and believe, um, then you're no longer a part of the world now. You become one with the Father. We become one with the Son. What faith are you, bro? I don't, I grew up Christian. I don't really believe in religion for real. I believe in God. I saw you on earlier and invited you. Hey, bro, but I got off really quickly because we doing our reading today. I believe in God, um, and I trust the Word uh, for what the Word is actually trying to tell me. Not for the other stuff, but for what the Word is trying to tell me. Um, but definitely, I wouldn't really consider myself extremely religious though. But I do follow those decrees. I do follow the decrees that I feel like everybody should probably follow. And the main decree, which is to love your neighbor. That's the main one. You have to agree with some teaching or doctrine. I don't really. I ask for. So you're probably new here, Spence. But welcome to the chat, brother. It's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you, bro. But what I do, I read the word, and every single time I don't lean on my own understanding. I ask for wisdom, clarity, and discernment on the word. So I don't speak for myself, right? I don't speak from my own perspective when I'm doing our 1 year Bible reads. I ask for wisdom, clarity, and discernment on the words, and I do my best to step out of the way and um, um, I allow God to to help me see what He's trying to what God is trying to say, right? That's really what it is. So no, I wouldn't consider myself religious. I just have faith. I have faith. I have a lot of faith. Um, yeah, that's really what it is. I have a lot of faith, a lot of belief, um, and I've seen a lot of crazy things happen in the world. So I know it's possible. You know, I know no matter what you may believe or whatever, who cares? Because you can't tell me what's possible. you know, um, and that's what God repeatedly says in the Bible. I don't care what you got to say or what you may believe or whatever things you may follow. I really do not care about that stuff. The only thing you should be doing anyways is love your neighbor. And as soon as you start doing that, then everything else changes. Right? I don't care about none of the other stuff. Everything else is just fluff. Everything else fluff. So I ask for clarity, wisdom, and discernment. So I weed through the fluff. I get the fluff out of here, and I get what is meant to be shared, and also what's meant for me to hear. Right? Definitely. Um, what's up, baby? Come here, Yula. How many churches God has? And when I say churches, I mean people, not the building. What do you mean? Like all the people on the planet. Everybody's God's. Just everybody doesn't know it. Everybody's God's. What do you think created you? Who do you think created you? Everybody serves a purpose. Everybody was made by God. There is nobody else. Who else would have made everybody? Who else would have made everybody? Some of these stuff is just common sense. These are just ridiculous questions to ask. These are just questions just to ask questions. And I promise I'm not trying to be mean, like at all whatsoever. But if you just asking pointless questions, it's just pointless questions. It's just pointless questions. Everybody's God's. There is nobody else, anyways, right? You know. So, seems as I'm coaching, yeah, for sure. I will accept your invites the next time I get on the game. So if you invite, if you see me online, bro, I'm gonna accept your invite. I was just in the middle of a game and we were winning 13-3. We were winning 13-3, and we were crushing them boys. So I had to finish the game. We were crushing them boys, so I had to finish the crush. You know, you know, we were crushing. I thought you could see scores for like friends and stuff, but maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, we were crushing them boys. So that's you know. I got off the game. I crushed them. I said it's time to read. It's time for the word. That's what I said. What do you mean? Everybody's God's people, because everybody's God's people. What do you mean? Because everybody's God's people. Okay. So let's put this in perspective really quickly. Let me not just say statements without giving any context behind them, right? So, but give me 1 second. My boys need to go use the bathroom real quick. So I gotta let them out. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back, chat. I need to let my boys out. I'm coming. I'm coming. Hey, I'm coming. Bathroom. You not going? Okay. Just you? Just you? I'll come back in. I'll come get you in a minute. I'm on my way back. I'm on my way back. Oh, hit my knee. Oh, I'm back. Okay. Now, of course I was gonna win, bro. Come on, bro. Of course I won. Of course I won, bro. What do you mean? Okay. Now, where was I? Okay. The question that Spence asked. So what do you mean everybody's God's people? Okay, so let me clarify what I mean by this. Okay, so if everybody's one, everybody came from one place, so who would have created everybody? So if everybody was created by the same person, wouldn't that make everybody's God's people? But that's just common sense. I got this book right here. I feel like people overcomplicate things way too much, and it's just ridiculous at this point. Not gonna lie. And I feel like people should just ask for clarity, wisdom, and discernment if you have so many questions. But not in God's family. So why would you not be in God's family? Here we go. It's called common sense. Why would you not be in God's family? Why would you not? That doesn't make any sense, brother. It's common sense. You do not have to make it. You not have to make it way more complicated than it has to be. I understand this world is very, very, very good at making things way more complicated than it has to be. I do not care what. This is why you ask. You can't just quote things from a book that anybody could have messed with, right? You can't just quote things from a book that anybody could have messed with. That's why I asked for wisdom, clarity, and discernment on the word, so that I get the actual message from the passages. Now, I'm not reading this and being like, man, oh man, I've known this guy. I'm not holding on to these characters in this book. It's not about the characters in the book. It's about the message in the book. Stop holding on to the characters. These are characters. You're a character too. Everybody's a character. But I'm not holding on to you. And I don't hold on to myself either. Right? Appreciate that. I just really wanted to know this stat. So I'm going to screenshot this right here, saved it on my phone. Screenshot it, saved it. But you're a character. You're playing a character right now, right? And that's it's okay if you don't believe that. It's okay. And these are just characters in a book. These are characters in a book, right? You know, there is a reason why the book is written in the way it is written, because people who rely too heavily on their logical side will never understand the book. That's why you have to humble yourself in order to understand. If I only relied on my own understanding, then I would miss the message. That's the point. You have to humble yourself to understand the message from the book. Or you're just going to over rely on your logical sense and try to read it like a person reading a normal book. It's not a normal book. It's not a normal book. So you cannot lead. You cannot lean on your sense of logic to understand the passages. You must humble yourself, ask for clarity, wisdom, and discernment, and then go back into the book. That's the point. Because if you read this book like a book, you're gonna fight everybody you meet. If you read this book like a book, you're gonna fight everybody you meet. And how do I know this? Because we already do it now. We already be doing it now. If you read this book like a book, you're gonna fight everybody you meet. Nobody gonna be right in your eyes. Everybody gonna be somebody you trying to fight. Everybody gonna be a villain in your eyes. Everybody is going against your perspective. But that's not the point of this book. The point of the book is to remind you to love your neighbors, to also show you that other people make mistakes, and God also forgave them for the mistakes they made, right? So you can be forgiven for your sins. God will forgive you, right? But it's also saying don't make those same mistakes. You can learn before you have to go through those same things. It's common sense, but like it's just like, yeah, for sure. I love playing basketball, brother. What's up, Nick? Welcome back. It don't really matter. I don't. It is, Spence. You can believe whatever you want to believe, but I don't believe that. That seems absolutely ridiculous. You're saying the one that created everybody had one people, and that was it, and he ate everybody else. Stop it, bro. That's dogma. That's dogma. That's not true, bro. It doesn't matter that it's in the Bible. These are characters in a book. That does not mean these characters, but like this is just you're attached to the characters. You're attached to the narrative. You're attached to the storyline. You need to detach from the storyline. You're overly attached to the storyline that anybody could have messed with. It's not about that. It's about asking for clarity, wisdom, and discernment, and humbling yourself. In order to actually get the actual message. Was the Egyptians food people? Bruh, I'm not gonna lie. I I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that. That stuff does not matter. That's stuff to argue about. You're missing the point. You're missing the point. These are things for you to argue about. You're missing the point, and you're proving my point at the same time. You're missing the point, and you're proving my point at the same time. You're finding a reason to argue, right? And it's cool to have a discussion, a debate. It keeps your mind working, and it keeps you becoming a lab rat who only believes everything they hear, right? But if you talk to God about it, then you can get the wisdom that you're looking for, right? You're not going to get what you're looking for from me if you have a different perspective than mine. You're not going to get what you're looking for from me, brother. Revelations, and he's sat upon throne, and behold, I make all things new. He said, unto me write, for those words are true and faithful. What just have different theologies? Yeah, it's understandable. That's what I'm just saying. I just said that. It's a cool to have debates and stuff like that. There's such a thing as sin, let go of the fear, open mind. See, Draddy G, we just talked about this. We just talked about this. I'm at to pause you here, brother. So listen here. We literally just talked about this. You showed up at the perfect timing. You showed up at the perfect timing, right? You seem like you were supposed to be here, brother. Now let's talk about Amnum here, since there is no such thing as sin. There is no such thing as sin, right? So let's talk about Amnum here, right? Amnum did something crazy to his sister in this story. I'm not going to say what he did. You know what he did, right? You know what he did, right? This here, right, is to show you that there is sin. The sin is not loving your neighbor, right? What is God's commandment? To love your neighbor. What does God constantly repeat in the Bible if you pay attention? To love your neighbor. What does Jesus say before he dies? To love your neighbor. To remember to love your neighbors, because they're going to hate you, but you got to love them, right? So what's the purpose of fear, right? What's the purpose of fear? Because everything has a purpose, right? Everything has a purpose, right? Fear is to keep you from doing things that are vile to your neighbors, right? So, so wouldn't it make the sin be a real thing if fear's purpose is to keep you from sinning? Fear's purpose is to keep you from sinning. So that wasn't, wouldn't it make sin be a real thing? Because fear is a thing. Fear's purpose is to keep you from sinning. So since fear exists, that means sin exists. There we go. But how do we avoid sin? By loving our neighbor. There we go. Easy answer though. I'm not even gonna read your next message because I know it's a bunch of excessive things that don't matter. I'm not even gonna read your message because it's a bunch of stuff that does not matter. Great. I absolutely 100% know what it is because that's all you guys talk about. That was specifically to the Israelites to love their fellow Israelites. God committed and commanded several genocides in the Bible, but not living neighbors, but not loving your neighbors. What? That's not it, brother. That's not it, brother. Dude, that's not it. That's not it. You serious? That's not it. Wow, that's crazy because that's the first thing God mentions in the Bible. It's to love your neighbors. And then Jesus told that to his disciples, to love your neighbors before he dies. Before he died. So how is it not the most important one? And now, why did fear get created? Because people can't love their neighbors. Why did fear get created? Because people don't know how to love their neighbors. Lines that I've been taught is crazy, bro. Think, man. No, brother, you think. You think. You probably a douchebag. You're probably a douchebag in real life, bro. But it's okay. It don't really matter. Not gonna lie. It doesn't even matter. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have any point. I have no reason to argue with you. And I'm sorry for calling you a douchebag. But like, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna lie. There's no point in arguing with you. You have your own beliefs and they're very steeped in there, obviously, right? So it's just no point. It's just absolutely no point. So I'm not going to do it. It's absolutely no point. So I'm not going to do it. Right? It's okay, brother. We have different perspectives on life. And that's absolutely okay. It's absolutely okay that you have a different perspective than me, bro. That's your purpose, to have a different perspective. Have a great one. If I was a douche, I would have scrolled past and let you stay in this nonsense. I want you free, and I hope you get out like I did. Get out and where you are now. You arguing with random people in chats. Coming in here and telling me that loving my neighbor isn't the thing that I should be doing. I don't want to go where you're going at, brother. Get out of my chat. I don't want to go where you went. I don't want what you have, bro. I don't want that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want what you have. I don't want that. How do I saw a mustache? You know, I trim that thing up. I got the baldy joints on the sides. That sounds crazy. And I got the sharp, nice. You know, doing my thing. I used to be a barber. I'm multi-talented. You feel me? I believe I can do all things. I believe I can do all things. I'm multi-talented, and I'm not scared of anything. and you know, I'm not scared of anything like challenges. You know, because at the end of the day, everything's gonna be a challenge until you succeed, right? So, you know, so back in the days, I used to be a barber in high school, not high school, but when I first joined the military, I was like, shoot. These barbers out here suck. I can make bread out here cutting hair. Extra money on top of my regular pay. Your boy's a hustler. So I used to cut up in my dorm room, giving people fades. Had regular customers coming through for the fades. Boy, bought my own clippers from the BX, fading up everybody, lining them up, crispy. You know, I just do my thing. I did mess this one dude haircut though. I destroyed his haircut. This one dude's. He let me though. He was the first person's hair. No offense to anybody who is not black, right? But white people hair, like everybody that's not black has white people hair. You know, everybody that's not black has white people hair, right? Like for the most part, right? The straight hair, right? I had never cut that kind of hair before. He was my first guinea pig on that kind of hair. I destroyed that boy's haircut. But the whole way I was destroying the haircut, I was confident the whole time. I was confident the whole time. The whole time I was tearing the haircut up. Oh, man. And when we were done with the haircut, he was confident in his haircut. It was crazy. It was like my confidence in the haircut that was so bad made him feel even more confident in that terrible haircut I gave him. In that terrible haircut I gave him, bro. It was crazy. I do not think the test is corrupt. I do not think the test is corrupt. I think that it's possible that anything can happen. I believe that anything can happen. What are you talking about? I never said that. No, I did not say those words. I speak very specifically. I use specific words on purpose. If you knew me, you would know that, but you don't know me, right? It's pretty funny. I use specific words on purpose, and if I thought that, I would have said that specifically. I didn't say that, so that's not what I think. Never speak for me, ever in your life. Now, what I think is anything is possible, and anything can be done, and that's why I ask for clarity, wisdom, and discernment, because I trust God before I trust a man. That's why. I trust God before I trust a man, or before I trust a woman. Before I trust anybody, I'll trust God. So I'm gonna talk to God first. That's what I'm gonna do, because this book, it can be triggering. I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes when I read this, it's triggering, right? It can be triggering to read sometimes, right? Manifesting me being an RCS pro player, and no one is gonna stop me from happening. Facts, exactly. Stay determined. Keep your goal in your mind at all times, no matter what happens. Stay focused on your goal, and eventually your goal will start to show itself. You have an opportunity, and then you just capitalize. Make sure you train so you can capitalize on your situation whenever it happens. Yeah, for sure. You know, get ready for your moment, brother. That's it. Your job is to get ready for your moment, because your moment is coming. If you got the faith, you got the belief, then just get ready for your moment, because your moment is coming. If you stay fast in your readiness, in your belief, in your faith, then your moment is coming. Be ready for it. All right. Codes to prove divine authorship. That's all. You seem like all passive aggressive. I hope you aren't bitter, bro. Oh no, passive aggressive, bro. I'm just laughing. Triv D John. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Do you like Trigun? The anime Trigun? I like the anime. Able to play tomorrow? Tomorrow, probably around. I think we're gonna do our Think and Grow Rich reads first. And then our Bible reads, or do you guys want to do the Bible reads first and then Think and Grow Rich read? And then after that read, after those reads are done, then I'll play Rocket League after that. After that's over. Trigun's a fire anime. Man, that's crazy. We're arguing, bro. We like the same kind of anime, dude. It's not even worth it. Like, what are you arguing for? Also, I don't care about any of this. Also, I don't care about the things that the debates in the chats and stuff. It doesn't really bother me at all whatsoever. I just animate because it's fun. I'm enjoying myself. You know, I hope I'm not giving the wrong impression here. I'm not bothered at all by any of this. I think it's fun and funny. Okay, I'm just saying. What I'm saying, brother, is I think it's fun and funny. I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious when I read these chats. Not gonna lie. I think it's always hilarious. You know, I always think it's funny. It's so crazy. It's so crazy to me. It's so funny. You know, it's just funny. It's just funny, bro. It's just funny, bro. I just think it's funny, bro. It's just funny. You know, it's just funny. It's just funny. You know, it's just mad funny. I'm not gonna lie. But sorry if I came off the wrong way. You just don't know me. And that's okay. I've never seen before. So it makes sense that you don't know me, brother. So don't assume that you know me. And don't make statements about me either, because you don't know me. And that's just the truth, because I don't know you either, bro. I don't know you either. I've never met you before. I've never met you. I don't know anything about you. I don't know a single thing about you at all whatsoever, right? I just know you came in my chat, and this is my chat. This is my space. So you don't get to come here and do whatever you want to. That's it. That's it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't allow people to come in my space and do whatever they want to. I don't allow people in my house. If we're not having the same vibe, I wouldn't let you in my house, right? The same thing here. This is my house. You don't get to come here and do whatever you want to. It's not defensive. It's respect. You just don't have any. You just don't have respect for other people's space. And that's okay. And that's okay. One day you'll learn something. But this is my space. You feel me? Because we're back in 2006. This is my space, and we're back in 2006. You feel me? I feel like that was a crazy play on words back in the days, you know? Crazy. For that time frame, it's not YouTube space. This is my space. I don't give YouTube domain over me. That's crazy. That's insane. This is not YouTube space. This is my space. And I take my space wherever I want to. If YouTube were to get rid of my YouTube platform, I'd go somewhere else and create my space somewhere else. Well, first time watching, I agree with you. This is your space. Cute dog. Have a great day. Good blessings. Hey, you too. You have a great rest of your day, Linda. YouTube owns my channel, but they don't own my space though. That's pretty funny. You're just being argumentative. You said you weren't arguing, but you lied 3 times. You lied 3 times, and I despise liars. So, right, baby? Right. Right. Yeah. That's pretty funny. You know, people are comedians, brother. People are comedians, brother. You know, you guys always do the things you talk about. And you guys always do the things you talk about not doing, or that you talk about other people doing. You know that, right? I need people to start watching their actions. I need people to become more aware of what they do on a day-to-day basis. That's really my journey of why I'm doing this YouTube channel in the first place. I need people to become more aware of their actions. Because you people just be doing whatever, bro. And you don't take accountability. Sometimes I don't either, bro. And that's also another reason why I do this too, bro. To see where I lack as well, bro. You know? Because sometimes I lack too, you know? But then I take some space, stop, you know, and stop talking. Sergeant Julian McKinney. Sergeant, what, hey, you see it over there? You see it? Sergeant, what branch? What branch? What branch? What branch? You see my thing over there? See my thing over there? What branch? Sergeant Julian McKinney. I think I heard your name before, McKinney. I know somebody named Sergeant McKinney. Are you the same one I know? Let me see your picture. I know McKinney. I'm Sergeant Troll, YouTube branch. Bro, you're not like us. Get out of here, fake imposter. Get out here, imposter. You're an imposter. You're an imposter. I thought we were on the same team. I thought we were like these, brother. I'm not condescending. I just, you know, you came in here in my space, bro. You came in my space. It's 2006. You came in my space. So you could choose to leave my space if you want to, but you have decided to stay here for some reason, bro. Do you not see your own actions, bro? You've decided to stay here and continue this conversation that does not end in a victory for you. You would not win this conversation. You would not win this conversation. So why are you still here? He said love others and then shows colors, man. Shows his colors, man. That's the real joke. What are you talking about? I haven't been mean to you. I just said, I never said I don't love you. See, there you go, putting words in my mouth again, bro. What did I just say earlier? I said, do not speak for me. You do not have the right to speak for me. You do not have any dominion over me to speak for me. So do not speak for me. So do not speak for me. That's the thing. You keep trying to speak for me. A lot of y'all come here trying to speak for me for things I have never said once out of my own mouth. You know, I've never said any of these things out of my own mouth, but you guys continually come here trying to speak for me. And I do not understand it. I never understand the purpose of stuff like that. Allow other people to speak and have their own space. And if you don't agree, then leave. And that's okay. If you don't agree, then leave. And that's fine. You can do that. It doesn't hurt me, nor does it hurt you to leave if you don't agree.
Motion detected at the garage.
You know? Run is crazy. I haven't ran from this conversation. I'm still here live. If I ran, I would end the stream. Just like, it's just that easy, you know? It's extremely easy to hit this X button right here. To hit that X button right there, bro, you know? It's extremely easy. But I have continued to have this conversation because I have hope that maybe if we continue having this conversation, I keep laughing, I keep acting like this is not serious, then you will see how unserious this conversation is to me, right? That's my hope, right? I'm not mad at all, you know? My hope is that you will see that I'm not taking this conversation seriously, right? And so that once, eventually, you'll stop trying to argue with me because I do not care about your argument. Because I do not care. And you're not going to force me to care either, you know? And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace. I don't understand this. Exactly. No one here is going to ever get mad about any of this. I'm not going to lie. You guys are internet people. You don't even not even real. Except for the homies. The only people that's real is the homies. All the other people, they're not real, bro. All the other people, they're not real. They're internet merchants. Y'all call Shy a free throw merchant. Y'all are internet merchants. No, none of you who would ever say this to my face or ever sit down and have this conversation with me in person. Yeah, Zora, you're a homie. Nisha's a homie. No way, it is a real Sergeant McKinney though. I used to work with a Sergeant McKinney, and that's why I remember that name from. I thought you were him, but I looked at your picture, and I'm pretty sure you're not a dude. Well, maybe you are, but I can't tell. It's kind of really tiny, you know? Yeah. But regardless of if we agree or not, I'm gonna wish you the best. That's me showing my love for you. That's me showing my love for you. You feel me? Because we're not gonna agree. And I couldn't care less. Let me let the boy in the house. Oh. What's up, brother? Appreciate it. You wish me the best. Get out, he says. I don't care. I know. Get out. Yeah, I can still wish you the best until you get out of my space, bro. Bro, if you were in my house, right? If you came in my crib, right? And you were being rude and disrespectful, I would do the same thing. I would say, get out of my house, but I hope you have a great day. That's consistent. I would tell you to get out of my house, and I would say, have a great day. Don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you. You know, don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you. But get out of my house, because you're not coming to my house, you're respecting my house. But I hope you have a great day, though. I'm on public live stream. Okay, bro. Okay, bro. That is it. That is, I mean, I'm going to then I'm going to continue to entertain you. If you, this is not the community or the type of stuff that I want to do. So if this is not what I see for my community, then I'm not going to encourage it. I'm not going to encourage that. You know, right? I'm gonna kick you out. I'm gonna kick you out, right? Because I could easily ban you, bro. It could be as public as it wanted to be, but you know, YouTube gives me ability to ban people I don't want in my chat. I could have easily banned you a long time ago, but I didn't. I let you speak. I didn't. I just told you to leave because you don't agree with you. You don't have anything to add to the conversation. You're not adding to the conversation, right? You're just arguing and then nitpicking, right? I can tell you to leave if I don't want you here. That does not mean I don't love you. You keep adding words to my mouth. I can tell you to leave if I want you to. The same way, right, that if somebody was getting on your nerves in real life, you tell them to hey, yo, leave me alone for a bit, bro. You're not getting on my nerves. Let me not say this because you're gonna run with that. But if somebody was bothering you, right, and you didn't want them around you for the moment, you say, bro, just leave me alone for a moment. That did not mean you don't love them anymore, though. Does that mean that? Does that mean you don't love them anymore because you told them to leave you alone for a moment? No, that means leave me alone for a moment. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's what that means. But I don't know what world you live in, where people can't tell you to leave them alone, where you feel like you can just do whatever you want to anybody you meet in life, but you don't live in my world because I won't allow you to do that here. So have a good one, bro. I keep telling you to have a good one, but you will not leave. You really like it here. You must love it here, huh? You like me. You like me on the low. That's what it is. You making songs? Okay, what kind of songs? I would love to hear these. I would love to hear these songs. Let me pay more attention to the people that I actually want to talk to. What kind of songs, though, brother? Because I've been actually doing the same thing a little bit. You know, I've been doing the same thing. I've been doing the same thing a little bit. Doing a little in my free time. I just walk around the house, play instrumentals. I just walk around the house, play instrumentals. You know, rap. You know, electronic. Oh, okay. I've never heard that. You got to show me. I never heard that before. I would love to hear some of that. I never heard it before. You know, so I would like to hear that. You have any songs you already made? You have any songs anywhere, like on a platform or something that I can listen to? I got a. He's not technically my brother-in-law, but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's the path they're going on. But he makes music, right? He showed it to me recently. It was on Spotify, and I was like, "Yo, this is fire." I was like, "Yo, this is fire, bro. You really can make music." His cadence was amazing. His tonality was amazing. I could clearly hear everything he was saying. The beat was amazing. The way the beat flowed into his words. I was like, "Dang, bro, you got something going." That's what I thought in my head. I didn't want to gas him too much. I didn't want to do too much. But I was like, what I told him in real life, I was like, "This is fire. I'm really actually gonna listen to this in my free time. I'm gonna listen to this for real in my free time." That's what I said. But in my mind, I was like, "Yo, this is gas." I didn't know bruh really could do stuff like this. He surprised me, definitely. No, still making some. I'm making a spooky one and a fun, happy, humorous type one. Still in progress. Beats up, no lyrics either. Okay. Honestly, I would still love to hear instrumentals. I love listening to beats. A lot of times when I'm just have my headphones in, I'm not listening to stuff. I'm listening to beats in my ears. I'm listening to like random beats in my ears, you know, so I don't really listen to a lot of music all the time, and I'm very choicy on what I'm listening to, right? Bet, bet, bet. I wonder why it doesn't let me automatically go to people's channels anymore. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Pardon me. Man, I should have exercised my authority, but I don't like doing stuff like that. Okay, man, bro. But it's okay. I believe it's well worth it. I believe it's well worth it, to be completely honest. You know, sometimes, honestly, this never happens. But sometimes, when I do these 1 year Bible reads, I'm like, I don't really like the people that come. I don't really like the people that come. They're bigots. I was like, man, they be arguing too much, and I'm just not an arguer. Like, you know, if you guys knew me for real or anything at all, right, you know, whatsoever, or if my wife ever talked to y'all, she'd tell you, but I'm just not an argumentative type. It's just not my thing. I'm not finna argue with you. I'm gonna laugh at you though. Not really at you, but I'm gonna laugh. But people take it personally too much. But I'm not the argument type because it's just not serious. I don't really take too much serious. It's not just not that deep, bro. And sometimes when I do the streams and it's just all these people that be arguing for no reason at all whatsoever, just because they just want to prove a point, it's just like, God dang. It's like, do I really want to keep? Yes, I do, because I love God. I do. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it. But oh man, these people be annoying me, bro. Oh my gosh, like what's the point? I just don't get it. I just don't understand. My brain is not a compute. We're arguing with random people on the internet. It's crazy. I know, it's just crazy. I just don't understand it. But it's not my life. It don't matter to me. But, you know, Zura, I'm trying to hear that. And a spooky one. Hey, would you mind if I did a freestyle? Would you copyright me? If I made a song to your beat, on your spooky beat, bro, right? Would you get me for dang, what is it called? Royalties? Would you get me for royalties? What if it was fire and went viral? Would you get me for royalties? What if we did a contract or something? Right? You wouldn't like stick me up. You wouldn't stick me up or nothing, would you? I don't gotta worry about you 10 years in the future talking about this guy never paid me my money. This guy right here, who does all this stuff, like, who was doing all this stuff, talking all this talk. Now he never paid my money. I don't gotta worry about nothing like that, do I? You know, you feel me? I don't want none of that. So, but if I can make a beat and if I can just rap over it, you know, have a good time, have fun with it, I'll definitely do that. Bet. I appreciate that. All right, fire track coming soon. I'm gonna have to listen to the beat first though, but fire track coming soon. I'm gonna get up there, drop a couple of verses, drop some hooks. I love making hooks. I'm really good at making hooks for songs. It's just natural. I feel like I was supposed to do something with instruments because it's very natural for me, right? Instruments and music is very natural for me. But I do IT for a living, so it has nothing to do with that. So it has nothing to do with that. But, you know, picking up on instruments, picking up on stuff like that and things like that has always been very natural. Beat coming next week or 2 weeks. Bet. But I get the sample though, right? I get to listen to the sample. Appreciate it. That's love. That's love allowing me to listen to your stuff before it's fully done yet. You know, I appreciate that. For sure. I appreciate that for sure. Definitely. What else? We've been up here for a minute. This is 2 hours. We just streamed for 2 hours back to back. We just streamed an hour for the Think and Grow Rich, and now we just streamed for an hour for the One Year Bible today. And then we're probably gonna go to the gym and stream at the gym. Dedication, determination, will, faith, all the things, you know? All the things, you know? All the things. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, it's pretty cool, bro. I'm not gonna lie, doing this is such a cool thing, regardless of the people that get on my nerves. Because I'm not gonna lie, the arguing stuff is annoying. The arguing stuff is annoying, you know? I think it's pretty annoying, you know? But I still have a lot of fun doing this. It's still a lot of fun. I laugh a lot. And since the first week of doing this, I think the first week was the most annoying week ever of doing this. Definitely, there were so many people arguing. I was like, bro, is this worth it? I was like, is this worth it? Right? But after a while, I remember that it's just funny. It's just actually funny. So then I started laughing. You know, I like asked God, I was like, yo, is this worth it? I was like, yo, is this worth it? These niggas are getting on my nerves. Sorry for you for the choice of words there, but I was like, these people are getting on my nerves, bro. And then something happened, and then just the thought came on my head, just laugh, have fun, have fun. And I was like, bet, that's my answer, just laugh, have fun. So that's what I've been doing ever since, you know. But I don't know if people know how to take that. I think people think I'm getting mad, but I'm just at this point, it's just funny. What's up, my guy? I remember the missed dunk. Yvern Turd. What's up, Yvern? Welcome back, Yvern. How you doing, brother? Yvern's back in the chat. Oh my God, Yvern's back. I'm sorry, I'm destroying your name. I know that's not how you say it, but it's funny. How you doing? I'm glad you're doing good. I'm glad you're doing good. All the way from France. Yvern. Welcome back, Yvern. Oh man, I missed you. You dreamed about it. That means I'm gonna make it. Did you dream I made it, or did you dream I missed it? Let's see whose side you on. Yeah, I want a good one next time. Okay, I'm gonna get back on those box jumps. You know, I'm gonna get back on my box jumps. You know, on my toe raises. You know, the calf raises. You know, I'm gonna get back. You know, you're not spamming, bro. I'm chilling. ready to yam. I just gotta stop trying to cock back, bro. That's just it. I just really just have to stop trying to cock back. It's just not smart. It's just not smart. I just think, you know, in my mind, bro, I'm a yam this thing like I'm Anthony Edwards or LeBron James. In my mind, that's what I'm gonna do. Hey, all right, it's already been a goal of mine. The goal for this year was to be able to dunk by the end of the year. I want to be able to consistently dunk by the end of the year. That's the goal. Even though I don't what's up, baby? Come here. Alfie, come here. Even though I don't truly like tell you when you should come back. You just gotta show up, bro. You gotta turn your post notifications. I can't really tell you when I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be that moment. What's up, baby? What's up, baby? You come up here. But, right? So, you know, I'm not, you just gotta have your post notifications on. I ain't gonna lie to you. One day I just might do it, and I might just dunk that one time and never do it again, you know? Because I truly don't like dunking because it hurts my hands, and I'm a shooter, you know? You can't be hurting the merchandise, the valuable merchandise. This right hand right here, limitless value, you know, the limitless core and the limitless value, you know. This right hand, I don't think it deserves to be slammed on rims all the time, you know. So, you know, but that is my goal, so I will accomplish it. There's no other option. I will accomplish it because it's my goal. So, you know, it's going to happen, but you just got to be there, and I appreciate it. But at the end of the year, at the end of the year, I will be dunking by the end of this year. By the end of this year, I'm going to be dunking. You know, I'm going to be dunking. You feel me? So, you know, I already have it in me. You know, I have the bounce. I just got to get the technique down. I had the bounce. Now I just got to work on my technique. Nah, well, maybe. Is two hands harder? I don't even know. You know, I've only ever rim grazed before. You know, I never like truly dunked. I've rim grazed a couple times, but I've never like dunked. So I don't even know if that's harder or not. Is that supposed to be harder? I just had this buddy in high school, and bruh, he was like 5, 6, or 7, bro, but he could jump out the gym, bro. His vertical was insane, and he was sorry. He was so sorry, but his vertical was insane, so I always picked him up. He was a great rebounder. Everybody has a role, you know? He's not a scorer, but he was a rebounder, bro. If somebody misses a shot, we run it, baby. Fast break, you know? He wasn't a scorer, but you need a rebound, that's your guy. That's your man's right there, you know? So, yeah. But we're getting way off topic here. This is not the purpose of this stream. This is the 1 year Bible stream. This is the 1 year Bible stream. You know, we didn't went so far to the left and the right here. So, but honestly, I enjoyed everybody's company. No matter who it was that came through, no matter what the conversation was, no matter what we spoke about, no matter if we argued or not, no matter if we debated or not, no matter if we had different viewpoints or not, I still appreciated it. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, we're going to slide now, chat. So if you've never seen this outro, you get to see this outro for the first time. We all get that limitless core, baby. I appreciate you. I might even love you, but I'm for sure glad you woke up today. Thank you for another day. Thank you for another chance to have your presence in my life. And thank you for just being here to enjoy another daily read for both our reads today. And I hope to see you again soon for whatever we do next, whether that be streaming in the gym, working out, going to go to try foods, or going to go do little adventures, or find new things. But I always appreciate you, and I hope to see you again. Peace. Have a great rest of your day.